We'd like to welcome you all to another edition of the Side Dive Podcast. Episode, I don't know.
We're
One
like
of
three.
these days, I'm going to add them all up between the audio and the video, and we're going to figure out just exactly what episode we are on.
We 3 seasons in now.
Yes, but we
Yeah.
are in the third season, second one uh, with the video because you're just dying to see our pretty faces. So as you can see, we are down a member today. You know, it's basketball season for high school, so VJ becomes extra busy about this time. So you just have this two-man power trip for your viewing and listening pleasure tonight as we talk Cyclone football and a smidgen of Cyclone hoops. We were going to have a special food segment today, but we're going to hold off on that until everybody's back.
Yeah, we need
Probably
the whole.
probably the week after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we need the whole crew for that.
Yes, it's going to be a big food discussion. So we want everybody involved. So, you know, the Clones went on the road to BYU, Provo,
Yep.
Utah, which, from all I'd heard prior to the game, is an unbelievably beautiful stadium.
Yeah.
Whether the inside and the surrounding, I hear from people who have been there, have been to a lot of stadiums, that the scenery there is top notch. So all the more better to put that ass whipping on them in such a nice scenic venue. Very nice. It's funny that I use the word scenic because that game was cinematic in its perfection for the Cyclones. You know, to not miss words and to, you know, grab feeling from my man Draymond Green, Cyclones put a stranglehold on the Cougars. And I mean, it was bang, 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 bang. I mean, pops from Wayans Brothers, bang, bang. I mean, the Cyclones went bananas. Wasn't expecting what happened to happen. I mean, thought they were going to win, but I did not think it was going to be such an explosive win. It was just, I mean, Cyclones get the kickoff, and a minute 16 later, we're on the board. Yeah. Actually, we didn't get the kickoff. Wait.
Yeah.
No, they got the kickoff.
They got the kickoff. Yep. They threw an interception on the first play.
Right. That's right. After they kind of muffed the kickoff.
No, I didn't.
Well,
see
they fumbled
that.
the next one.
Yeah. Yes. That's right.
I mean, it couldn't have started any better for the Cyclones. Could not have started any worse for BYU. I mean, they fumbled. They muffed the kickoff, and then boom, first play interception. 3 plays later, Jalen Noel with a 4-yard touchdown from Rocco, and then they fumble the next kickoff. Shout out to their defense. They could have folded, but they held Iowa State to 3. And BYU comes out and scores, and I'm like, oh, they're about to make this a game. No.
Yeah. I was the same way because they kind of they like picked up the tempo on their offense and they were having success running, and so yeah. It looked like the way our defense on that drive looked like they must have been showing some stuff that we weren't that we hadn't seen on film much. But
Well, they said that tempo they were using was uncharacteristic.
Yeah.
They went a lot faster than they had been going.
Yep.
So maybe that was something that the Cyclones weren't really expecting.
Yeah. But we adjusted.
Yeah. Cyclones adjusted, and in the first quarter it's 17-7, and there was no looking back after that. I mean, it was good play, great play, spectacular play, back to good play, back to great play, back. I mean, it's literally it's weird because this episode is going to sound like we're just being having a love fest, but there wasn't anything that really went on. Every time BYU tried to get something going, Haycock and the defense slammed the door shut on that.
Yeah.
I mean, they scored at the 8:47 mark of the first and didn't score again until the 10-minute mark in the third, and that was that.
And they had to use two double pass plays. I know one was on fourth down. I think one was on third down.
They had to hit that trickeration.
I just thought it was good. I mean, we did what good teams do against bad teams. You go take care of business. I mean, and like you said before, I mean, they just stomped on their throats and didn't let them up.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I mean, I like did a double. I mean, obviously it was late, but at halftime, it's like it's 31-7. It's just, well, I suppose old guys like us are that's like decision time. It's like, man, it's 31-7. It's almost midnight.
I was dying. I mean, I was sitting here dying. I mean, I think I might have texted y'all. Who knows? I might have been just saying it to myself because I was delirious and tired. But I was like, oh my God, trade these West Coast teams for Memphis.
Oh, yeah. That was before the game. Oh,
it was before the game. So we ain't got to stay up this late. Oh my gosh. It was brutal. And I did my best. I tried to take an old man nap. It just didn't come off.
Same here.
So, and I was drinking early, so that ain't help either.
Yeah, I did wait on that. I'm like, about 8:30. I decided, all right, let's do this. So
good idea, very very good idea on your part. Stats wise, Clones had it going all their way.
Dude,
8 of 14 on the third down was great.
Speaking of that, so who's the MVP?
Well, hang on, we'll get to that.
All right.
We'll get to that. 443 yards of offense, 209 passing. Rocco was 16 and 25, no picks. But the rushing,
he had some good rushing. He picked up some key third downs with his legs. He just looked like he just looked like he was being aggressive all night. I like to see that. So.
Yeah. 234 rushing for the team on 37 attempts, 6.3 yards per rush. In contrast, and here's where we're talking about slamming the door shut on BYU. They were 1 of 11 on third down, 1 of 4 on fourth down. They had 318 yards, 130 passing, 188 rushing on 38 carries. They threw 2 picks and had a fumble. The only one nitpicky spot stat wise, is 6 penalties. But if that's the one thing you got to point out in a 32-point road win, you'll take
Yeah.
it. Individually, we already went through Rocco. J.J. Cole got in for a minute. Through he was 1 or 2 for 6 yards. But then the rushing game, it was the breakout game everybody been waiting for Abu Sama. 8 rushes, 110 yards, 2 touchdowns. He had the long 59-yard touchdown, which was nice. And people are probably saying, if you didn't see the game, you're like, a 59-yard touchdown was nice. Yeah, it was when you compare it to the other touchdown.
Yeah.
That other touchdown was bananas. The ankle breaking, the sudden change, the shiftiness. Good grief.
I didn't know he had that. I mean, I always thought he was a one cut and go guy, but yeah, he was playing small in the box there, man, making a miss. That was awesome.
And I couldn't remember who the receiver was on the outside who got that block. Was that Noel? It's either Noel or Jackson.
Oh, I'm pretty sure it was Jackson. Yeah.
Okay, because I saw the one, so I'm like, I know it wasn't Higgins.
Yeah. No, I'm pretty sure it was Jackson.
But he held that block forever, and I was like, damn, I hope they don't call holding. But he had that block perfectly held. And granted, I don't think that D-back knew what the hell was going on until it was too late. But no, he did great, and Sama did the rest with those. I mean, that poor 33. I mean, he hit him with he planted that left and went back right, and 33 tried to go with him, and then turned around and stumbled chasing after him. It's like, dude, just fall down or something because you're looking silly right now. trying to catch up with that man. But yeah, boom, breakout time for him. Eli Sanders.
Go ahead. Didn't Sama have a run on that same drive right before that? It was like a 3rd down run where he made a bunch of guys where it was just like all him to set that up.
Was that the same? Was that the same one?
I can't remember if that was the same drop to set that up or not. But anyway, that was another impressive run when you were talking about those. I thought that was just as impressive as the other two. But anyway.
Oh, he had a 13-yard run prior to that.
Yes, it was that run. I was like, he did that all by himself.
Yeah, so yeah, he took it in from the 26. They're back-to-back 13-yard runs. That one.
Yep.
And then because you did text me about that being all him. And then Eli Sanders, what did he have? He was 9 of 57, and he had a touchdown. Cartavius Norton, he was 6 of 42. He had a touchdown. So, yeah, I mean, even Harlan Harris got in the game. He had a carry.
Or did you say Hanson too? Also.
Yep, Hanson got in. I just mentioned Harris because.
Oh yeah,
he hadn't getting any touches.
No.
Hanson had 5 carries for 7 yards. Receiving wise, Noel 5 for 98 and 2 touchdowns. Higgins 4 for 42. Daniel Jackson 2 for 27. Bramer had 2 for 16. Hanson had 2 for 14. Easton Dean had a catch. So yeah, I mean, everybody got their hands on the ball. Everybody but Steve-O Klotz, but everybody else got their hands on the ball. I mean, eight different dudes rushed the ball. Hell, even Jalen Noel did the end around with him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't get anywhere, but it's nice to see something like that to show future opponents, hey, this might happen. So y'all got to look out for something like this. And we see how
It's,
explosive he is in the return game, so you know he can
dude,
go.
what about our screen game this game? He had that screen
And I
pass
was
for the
going to
touchdown.
go to the line.
Oh yeah.
The line did exceptional.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that was I think their best game. And to see, I mean, that was probably what's the left tackle? Is that Neal?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was probably his best game because the way he was getting out there on those screens.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the offensive line just had a great game, and the screen game was working well. Um, you know, Rocco was just steady. You
Yeah.
know, steady Eddie. Like I mean, wasn't doing too much, taking what was given to him. You know, not trying to force anything. I mean, offense was just great. You know, I don't think there's any other way to really put it. The offense had a great game.
Yeah. First 100-yard rusher this year, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, it was. So, yeah. And not to be overshadowed, the defense is like, whoa, great game. What about us? Not so fast, my friend. Because, I mean, 318 yards is a lot. Maybe seem like a lot, but not when you're only 13 points. I mean, they only allowed 13 points. And, you know, it wasn't one of those where they were getting in field goal range and missing field goals. Right, so they threw the pick, and they had the fumble, then they got their touchdown. Then it was punt, punt, punt. They just ran out the half.
Mm-hmm.
They came out and got their touchdowns, but then went on downs and gave the ball up in their territory. Did it again, and they decided to say whatever and punt it. And there was a pick, and then it was downs. I mean, that was their.
Yeah.
But at no point except their final drive when they got down to the 14 at Iowa State, none of those previous downs was there any kind of threat to be scored.
Yeah.
No, defense was lights out. They were pressuring, they were tackling. Yeah, they were tackling. I mean, how do you know things were happening up front? Joey Peterson was the leading tackler.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I mean, when's the last time we had an up front man as a leading tackler? So, you know, it was good. They had 3 sacks, 6 tackles for loss, 6 pass breakups to go on with those 2 interceptions.
So, what did you think about Jameson Patton starting?
Well, you know, he did well. I mean, but it helps when you were playing who you were playing.
Yeah.
So it's nice for him to get a start on in a game like that, as opposed to being your first start against Oklahoma or Texas, so somebody that's just high power, and so that's nice. I mean, he got a pick.
Yeah.
So I mean, do I want him starting? No. But at the same time, when your number's called and you're forced into duty,
and you're true freshman,
right?
Yeah.
But I'm at this point, any freshman who plays is probably a little bit more confident, seeing how well the other freshmen have played,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
because the freshmen have played overall have not played like freshmen.
Mm-hmm.
So seeing your freshman brethren going out there and playing like veterans has got to ease some of those jitters that you have of being like, shit, I'm playing big time college football for the first time. This ain't high school no more.
Yeah.
We're playing at Power 5 football. We're on the road, and I'm getting my first start. So that had to have felt good to see. And he's that's JJ Cole's homeboy.
Yeah. Yep.
So
Same team.
I mean, things were expected. He came out and he delivered what he needed to do. Um, Will McLaughlin had the other interception. I can't remember
Right.
who recovered the fumble.
I think it may have been Jordy Peterson on special teams, playing on special teams. I could be wrong on that, but I think it may have been him.
Yeah. But yeah, so uh, I'm fine. I'm fine. Yeah, it's like great job. But yeah, can we get our boy back?
Yeah. Yeah. So I assume since Jeremiah Cooper warmed up, you put the guy in pads, have him warm up. I'm guessing how that game went had a lot to do with if Cooper was going to play or not, and
I was going to say that
it went the way we needed it to go to get him more rest. So that was a good deal.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Absolutely. For sure. Special teams, Chase Contreras, he hit all 6 extra points, hit the field goal. Tyler Perkins, I mean, everybody wants to talk about old boy from Iowa, but give Tyler Perkins his credit. I mean, almost a 46-yard average and 2 inside the 20. So, and what makes that almost 46-yard average so good is the consistency, because his longest was only 50.
Yeah.
So, that's good punting, and that's good coverage.
Yep.
So
yeah, they've been strong this year.
Right. So yeah, punt team has been outstanding. Um, yeah, great job by the clones all the way around. Um, what the hell have I got going on? These damn commercials and this shit. Ugh, ESPN. So in our predictions, we all had Iowa State winning. Nobody had it by this kind of margin. Nobody had Iowa State scoring 45. I had them scoring 24. You had them scoring 19. VJ had them scoring 21.
But you had the
double
digit win.
Huh?
You were on a double digit win, though. We were both like close scores.
Yep. I had their score perfect at 13. I had Iowa State winning 24-13. MVPs, you had safeties, VJ had tight ends, and I had the D line. And whilst Joey Peterson did lead in tackles, the MVP has to go. I believe someone's got to have that.
Yes, sir.
I was going to say him or the O line, one or the other. But you bust off 2 touchdowns like he did. You get the first 100-yard rushing game of the season.
Yeah. And I mean,
Like,
yeah, like you said, that highlight real run. It's just like,
yeah, I think you got to give it to him. I think it's only right that you give that man his just desserts, and that is at Miller High Life.
yeah, get that quarter highlight a couple years when he's 21. Crap, maybe 3 years for him. He's probably only 18. He could be 19.
He's going to have to give it to somebody, man. We'll drink it for him.
Give it to Jared. He can give it to Jared Hufford. Give it to the senior offensive lineman.
There you go. So all right. So, as much as we love to just revel in that win at BYU. Oh, wait a minute. One more thing. You know what? Shout out to BYU. They did not come into the Big 12 woofing a la UCF. They've come in and they've been quite respectable. And if you did not see it, go out and go. It's all over. It's all online. You can go find it. The story they did on Jack Trice. Go watch that. You can find it on Twitter. No, I'm not calling it X. You can find that on Twitter. I'm sure it's on YouTube or anything. But yeah, they sent a player and he went around and learned about Jack Trice. So that was a cool. It's about a 10-minute video where he explores that, and so I thought that was exceptional. That's not something any other team has done.
No,
they ain't have to do it. I mean, the best thing part about it is it's not like they went on the road. They came on the road and then shot something real quick. They're the home team, but still sent somebody here.
Yes, that's why I was like, wow. I was like,
to Ames to do that story, and I thought that was an outstanding job. And hey, as of right now, BYU is my favorite newcomer. On top of the fact they was handing out brownies and ice cream at the end of the first quarter, so shout out to them for that too. I can't wait to go next time. Now, that being said, we go from my new favorite team to my least favorite team. You know what it is. Horns down. Texas is coming. For the last time. After this, if we see them, it will be in a bowl game.
Playoff.
Well, I mean, it's a bowl game. We'll never. I ain't gonna start that still. But they come night game, another night game for the Cyclones. Seems to be all we do now is play night games.
It's all right.
But night game at Jack Trice. It's senior night. There's a lot on the line. A lot of Big 12 implications, and quite frankly, there's national championship implications on the line for Texas. I mean, we need the win,
dude.
But they need the win.
Yeah. I mean, well, that Alabama, that I've already seen stuff on Twitter. Alabama putting out stuff wanting us to win.
Oh, yeah, same thing coming out of Washington.
Oh yeah, I didn't see that. I didn't see them. That's cool.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, they're ranking who are the favorite teams this weekend, and people are like, is it Oregon State, Tennessee, or Iowa State? And everybody's coming in with, oh no, make no mistake, Iowa State is everybody's favorite team right now, just to get rid of Texas.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's going to be a lot of rooting from outside of Iowa for the Cyclones to get rid of Texas, and it's going to be an uphill battle.
Yes.
Not as uphill because, unfortunately for Texas and my fantasy football team, Jonathan Brooks is out for the season. Damn shame. Dude's a good back, and yeah, they're going to be they're going to miss him. But it's Texas. It's not like they ain't got people just sitting in the wings, sitting and waiting. But yeah, you don't replace a dude like that.
No, especially when they're like when Ewers is only one game back from an injury. You don't even know if he's 100%. And you can't rely on that running game that's been there all year. So yeah, that's too bad for him. But
yeah, but they still got weapons. I mean, they still got Xavier Worthy, and any time he touches the ball, that's the ability to go for 6. Did we see that last year? I think he scored on us last year.
Yeah, I think he did.
But I mean,
that
dude's good.
Yeah. Well, even the guy that sealed the game for against TCU, the number 5, he didn't look far off. He looked like another Worthy type of receiver. I think his name is Whittington or something like that.
Oh, yep.
They just have the dudes. They have multiple dudes that can beat you over the top.
Oh, absolutely.
And Worthy's a proven guy. I mean, he's all American. I mean, yeah.
What was that box? Well, there's Worthy. There's Mitchell. I mean, yeah, they got people.
Yeah,
I mean, it's them. They got people. So CJ Baxter is probably going to get the carries. He's a true freshman. And then there was, I can't think of. I'm in a group with a dude. He's a diehard Longhorn fan, so he was giving me the whole breakdown of. So Baxter will start, and we'll see some of Jadon Blue.
How many yards? What kind of carries and yards has the freshman kid got, Baxter?
On the season?
Yeah.
That last game was probably his biggest game, carries wise, but he's got 300 and although that's conference. So let me get the whole shebang. Oh, they ain't give me anything. Here we go. So he's got 87 carries, 390 yards, and 3 touchdowns. He's going at about 4.5 a clip. He's caught 12 passes for 63 yards. So, I mean, Jonathan Brooks has carried the load for the team. I think Jadon Blue, if I want to remember, he may have had a couple of fumbles.
Okay.
Which may have shrunk his time, but he's got 29 carries for 167 yards and a touchdown. He's only caught 1 pass. So I think I mean, but like we said, you know, he's a Texas running back, so
Yep.
he can do something when given the chance.
I mean, like I said before last week, I'm really not worried about teams running on us. You know, even if their starter was in, um, you know, like I said, my first thought was over the top and having those memories come back to the Oklahoma game, where that quarterback has time, you know, and if they're gonna do like what OU did and try to pick on Purchase, I mean, I know that was another game where we had a back where Nickel was playing for Verdon. Um, so if Cooper's not in there, yeah,
If Cooper's not in there, we got big ass problems.
yeah,
We got big problems. If he can't go, because one thing they are is good in the trenches.
yes, their offensive line is huge and their experience.
So it's not like, I mean, Haycock's gonna have to call a hell of a game.
So what do you do if it's like, because like what killed us against Oklahoma was Dylan having all that time. You know, he just stood back there, and it's like nobody can cover that long. You know, so you lighten him up early. You know,
I mean, the problem with sitting blitzes is that you leave dudes on islands,
yeah.
and if
But
you don't get home, you could
right,
be in trouble.
but yours isn't like Dylan. You know, or
No,
he's not going to take off and run for 13 yards on you.
he doesn't. I don't. He doesn't have the arm or the leg.
Oh, you don't think he has the arm?
When you're talking total in accuracy and power, I'm going to take. I'm going to take. Well, and let's be. Hey, and upstairs, I'm going to take Dylan Gabriel over Quinn Ewers.
Yeah. I think Gabriel is right. Is definitely more crafty.
Overall, he's just going to be a better quarterback. I think Dylan Gabriel will see things that Quinn Ewers won't, just off of pure experience. I mean, you're talking about a dude who's missed games due to injury,
right?
I mean, as opposed to Gabriel, who's on his 6th year.
True.
So I just think that there's things that Gabriel would see that Ewers might not, and it's a different kind of defense. Sure, more people are running a 3-3-5, but the way Iowa State runs it is going to be a little bit more different than other people have run it. So it's going to look a little different for him as opposed to a 6-year senior who's seen it all. But like you said, if he's got all the time to stand back there and throw, it don't matter who we got back there.
Right.
You can have the 4 greatest D-backs in the history of the world, and it ain't gonna matter. They can't cover forever.
No.
And these aren't the dudes that you want that you want just running. If I would prefer he throws quick passes as opposed to have time and get those bounce back routes where dudes, ran it out but couldn't get the ball, and then boom, zip cut back to the middle, and now the D-back is chasing behind, and the middle's wide open because the safeties have moved in other directions to cover other people, and then boom, he catches, and the next thing you know, you're 60 yards down the field because the play took so long and everybody got out of position. Because that's all that happens.
Right.
Is
yes.
The safeties eventually get out of position because dudes are now just it's a fire drill, and everybody's just running around, and all of a sudden it becomes schoolyard football, and that's when you get burnt on that late crossing, and next thing you know, the dude's got a break. So I would prefer the passes come out early. I would rather dudes be open early than open late.
So you're bringing extra pressure.
Well, you know what? I'd done it first. I'm going to see what my 3 plus my 1 linebacker can do.
Yeah.
We're going to sit back. I'd rather let them catch the ball at 6 or 7 yards, and hopefully we swarm and tackle.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're going to give up yardage.
Yeah.
I think Texas is going to end up with all kinds of yards on Saturday, but I'd rather them have to nickel and dime their way down the field to score. I mean, one thing about saying when we have the ball, we should keep it out of their hands. Yes, true. But if we can make them have to nickel and dime their way down, and then we control the ball, well, then they're going to have less opportunity with the ball in their hands as well.
And yeah, I listened to a Texas podcast today, and that's even a concern from them is their offense. It sounds like they didn't have a great red zone offense, and they're not a great offense. And what you just talked about, the long, consistent drives, making play. They're a big play offense. So yeah, and for Hickok, I think that's his MO too. He's not gonna take risks early. If he doesn't have to, he's gonna wait. Like you said, if we get the 4 and we're getting pressure, it's gonna keep it that way.
Exactly. I mean, they got out to a big halftime lead and then collapsed.
Yeah, they've done it
against. Just last week against TCU. I mean,
they did the same thing against Houston.
I mean, it was 26-6, and I was just like, man, I ain't watching no more of this mess.
Yep.
And then I was actually on a call with a dude who's a Texas fan. There's a bunch of us, and I'm like, where the hell did Champ go? I'm like, where he go? And it's like, oh, wait a minute, what's going? It's 29. Oh, wait, it's 29-26. Let's flip back over and see what the hell's going on.
And so,
that they were able to run out the game, but they are susceptible.
So yeah,
they are susceptible. I mean, K-State was the same way.
Yep.
I mean, it was 27-14 at the end of the third, and then bang bang, it's 27-all.
Yeah. I thought K-State screwed that up.
Oh, K-State blew that game.
Yeah.
They blew that game. So, yeah.
And that's what that was another thing those guys in that podcast said was they worry about 4-quarter games. They worry about that team in 4-quarter games.
Well, they haven't played a complete game.
Yeah.
I mean,
so
Kansas is probably their closest thing to a complete game. Where they just got out ahead and didn't look back. I mean, it got to 20-14, but then it was a touchdown, and it finished 40-14. So I mean, they dominated the second half. They dominated the second half of that game 27-7. So that was probably the closest thing to a complete game. But no, I mean, Texas fans are worried.
Oh yeah.
They're worried because they haven't had it. There hasn't been the success of old
Okay.
against the Clones. The Clones have played them very well.
I think they said we won 4 of the last 8, and like, and 4 of the
And
last
is
5
it
or something like that.
3 of the last 5? I
Yeah,
believe.
3 of the last 5. Right? Yes.
Yeah.
So,
But it'll be 3 of the last 6 if our offensive line don't come to play.
speaking of the offensive line, so did you check out the Jared Hufford comments?
Yeah, I'm not even going there. It was dumb. It was dumb for their fans to get those players are not even looking at that. The fans, Texas fans act like Patriot fans. They are so myopic. They can't. They won't even accept the fact that the reason people hate them is because of them.
Okay, right. But do you like these guys on this podcast were all excited that he said those things? Like it's going to light a fire under the team.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
If who's their coach?
Sarkisian. Yep.
If Steve Sarkisian walks into the locker room and says, "Okay, fellas, you know why we got to win this game? Because some lineman out of Ohio who goes to Iowa State made some comments." If that's the speech, then stay in Austin. Because I'm Steve Sarkisian. I'm like, look, we had a goal for a national championship.
Yeah.
And if we don't win this game, we don't get that. We didn't have a goal for a Big 12 championship. We had a goal for a national championship. That's my bulletin board material. If we don't win this game, we don't get one. Who cares?
Yeah.
I mean, Texas should always preach national championship or bust. So if and quite frankly, I'm embarrassed for their fans. That's why I don't even want to talk about it. Their fans should be embarrassed that this is what they're leaning on.
I know.
Not the fact that your team has an actual chance to be in a national championship. You're worried about what a lineman at Iowa State says. If anybody from Texas watching this, put one hand here and one hand here and shake yourself. Because you should be embarrassed that that's what you're leaning on. Give me a goddamn break. If Iowa State was reversed and y'all says some shit about us being some corn farmers and shit like that, I just chuckle and been like, guess what? We got a shot at a national championship while y'all motherfuckers are going to the rate lock bowl. Period. The hell with that. But anyway, offensive line don't play. Their national championship is intact, and we lose.
Yeah. Well,
their defensive line is stout.
Dude, they're one of those defensive lines that you just see them and you're like, oh no.
No.
I mean,
yeah.
What's his name? What's their defensive tackle's name? Sweat. That dude. Holy crap. Yeah. And that's what I was like. I was like, Hufford. I was like, you know who you're gonna be like blocking this week?
Yeah. I mean, those are some bad boys. And I mean, I get what Hufford's doing.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's his last game.
And
senior night.
And guess what, Texas? People have been saying this to y'all every damn week.
Yeah.
There's nothing different.
Yeah.
Those linemen. Guess what? At the end of the game, everybody's gonna be shaking hands and hugging unless we win, because I know our stupid ass fans are gonna come rushing that field if we win.
We
So I
better.
guess there won't be any handshakes. I don't want anybody rushing the field if we beat Texas. Why? Because we beat Texas 3 out of the last 5 damn times. Don't rush that field.
Top 10 team though, man. I don't know. After
They're
the way
going
they,
to.
after,
I know they're going to do. Guess
after,
what? They could be the bottom 10 team, and they're going to rush because it's Texas.
yeah.
Because guess what? I'm sick of hearing people talk about so and so's our Super Bowl. Well, first it was Iowa, and now it's Texas. I'm sick of hearing that crap. I mean, I think we've reached a point in our lifetime that we're past having Super Bowls. We can't even play in a Super Bowl. First of all, even if it's a dumbass statement in the first damn place. We can't even play in a Super Bowl, you idiots.
Oh, damn.
God damn. Got me all off track.
Sorry, man. Sorry.
So anyway, making them play 4 quarters, Iowa State is going to have to play 4 quarters as well.
So you talk about our offensive line as our key against their defense. One thing those guys brought up that they were really worried about is Iowa State over the top against them because they're starting a true freshman safety now, and they said the two safeties are the only guys in their starting 22 that won't see NFL time. So, and we did beat them over the top last year. Noel had that long touchdown in the first half, and then Hutchinson he had the game winner. He had a beat over the top. So that's still an issue for them, evidently. So between our tight end
over the top, it's kind of an issue because we did something that's not something we really do.
Well, no, but those crossers, those cross like against Oklahoma, where we hit those seam passes for the 60-yarders, you know, that's what I'm talking about against those safeties and with our tight ends.
Well, if we can somehow run the ball, that's going to go a long way to making that happen.
Yeah.
And that's why I said somehow.
Yeah. If we run the ball on them, we're winning. I mean, that's easy as that. If we have any semblance of running game, we're winning it unless we're giving them touchdowns like big sixes or special teams.
As my man Ed says, word to Big Bird. Yeah, I mean, I hate to put this game on a few people's shoulders, but it's gonna come down to the health of Jeremiah Cooper and the offensive line play.
Yep.
You know, and hopefully nobody gets hurt, and hopefully nobody gets hurt in the secondary.
Yeah.
Well, it's that time. Week 12 in Texas. I have not yet heard back from VJ on a potential prediction from him. So I'll have to be filled in. Oh, nope. There it is.
What does he have?
He has Iowa State winning 30 to 24.
Whoa. Almost.
And he has Sanders as his MVP. He says, Upset City, 30-24 Cyclones. MVP is Sanders, I believe. So, what you thinking?
I'll go 27-25. And Miles Purchase.
Well, you're not even saying D-backs. You're saying Purchase.
I was going to go safeties. Yeah, I was going to go safeties, but I did that last week. Yeah, because I think I don't know. I'm not sure if his side is Worthy's side or how they do that. Would you have Worthy? Would you have Tampa follow Worthy no matter what side he's on, even though he hasn't done that against anybody this year?
Agreed.
Would you?
I don't necessarily think I need to. I think Purchase or Tampa can cover him,
Yeah.
and maybe here's what I think. I think the three safeties got to stay back until we've been busted on the run.
There we go.
That keeps everything short, and then having to have their wide receivers make plays. Yes, they can make plays. We know. But I'd rather have them break plays like that because if a dude makes a great move and gets loose, you know what? Sometimes you just got to tip your hat to that.
Yeah.
A dude just running straight right by a dude, that's demoralizing.
Yeah.
You know. So
yeah,
those guys felt less bad about Sama busting that 59-yarder than they did that. Felt worse about the 59-yarder than they did the 13-yarder because he just made two exceptional moves.
Yeah,
that a lot of people just can't make.
Right.
So, but just flat out getting beat like that just sucks.
And I'm just saying Purchase because, obviously every team is thrown away from Tampa, so
and that will continue.
Yeah, so that's why I think that's why I'm going with him.
And a lot might determine if they start lining up Worthy in the slot. Well, then you know what, somebody might just have to go with him. It might just have to be, it might be a little flip. But you know what? That's how Bacon got burnt early in the season.
Yeah.
Getting lined up on the outside, but that's why I think you got to have those three safeties got to stay back on the top. That kind of stuff don't happen then.
Oh yeah.
So me.
Did I give you my score?
Yeah, you gave me 27-25.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yep.
Okay. Me, I have to go a win as well. Wait, what's the weather going to be like? Is there any kind of elements?
No. The daytime high is like 50, so if sun goes down, it'll be 40s probably.
Of course, by then it could be a foot of snow, but it's the Midwest. We know how it gets down. Ice storm and all kinds of stuff. Who knows? But I am going to go 31-30 Cyclones. And I'm going. Is it Brendan Black? Is he playing? Is he healthy?
I don't know if he's healthy. I assume he's going to play. He did get some second half snaps early in that second half, so I assume he's okay.
But he's starting now, isn't he?
Yep.
Well, I'm going with.
Oh man,
I'm going with.
Oh geez, dude. Yeah, he's gonna have to have a big game. That true freshman against that D line, man. Oh my.
That's what I'm thinking.
Holy.
And I think they're going to line up to go after him.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So while I would like to say Black and Hufford, I think they're gonna. Sure, people think they're gonna go after Hufford because of the comments. I'm like, no, they're gonna go after Black because of the youth.
Yeah.
So I think, granted, he's not gonna win it, but he's going to be a huge key to this game. Both him and Hufford actually, are going to be huge in this game.
Yeah,
but definitely Black, because I think they're going to be coming at him with all kinds of twists and stunts.
We need that screen game again. Dude,
quite possibly.
I swear to God, it has. I mean, I think that's the best screen game that I've ever. I mean, through all my watching Iowa State football, it always seemed like we could never do anything with screen pass. And even in the Kansas game, I was, you know, we were making comments sitting here at the bar, but we can keep that up. I think that could be huge this game.
Yeah. So there are the predictions. Like I'll put in the disclaimer. These are our opinions. We are not betting experts. It's 7.5 is the spread for the game this weekend. I think 48.5.
That sounds right. Yeah.
Is the over under 46.5.
So I was over.
Texas,
So I was over. What was your score again? Oh, 31-30. You were over.
oh yeah, I'm over. We're all over.
Yeah.
So yeah, Texas by 7.5 and 46.5 is the over under. So, yeah, one more time. See if we can't take down the evil empire.
One last time.
Yeah. So, with that saying, let's roll through basketball right quick. A couple of games happened on Sunday. Was it Sunday?
Yep, Sunday.
Okay.
Noon
Yeah.
and 2.
Iowa State went down the road to take on Drake and came up short, which was kind of to be expected when you have an experienced team, an experienced NCAA team.
Yeah, they were
taking on an inexperienced and brand new for most parts, brand new Iowa State women's team.
Yeah,
Their first real test. And it came against the now 3-0 Bulldogs. But so you only had two people play who could have played in the game last year.
Yeah.
And one of those people only played 3 minutes. So, but Naimir Dew was the only person with any kind of experience came back, and you know what? This game was all about the second quarter because that's where the game was lost. It was 16-16 after one, and then just everything went wrong for the Cyclone women in that second quarter. Did you watch the whole game?
I did. Yeah.
Iowa State couldn't make a three, and they made theirs.
Yeah.
I think it was a 18. Yeah, it was an 18-point halftime deficit, and it was. I don't think. Yeah, it was 0-6. I was saying 0 3-pointers made, and Drake had 6.
Yeah.
At that point, and that said it all. Nobody played well in that second quarter. There was turnovers. There were mistakes. It wasn't for as good a first game that Brown had. It was bad this one. I mean, she had 5 turnovers in it, and fouled out. 5 turnovers, 5 fouls, 5 boards with 8 points. But the star of the show was Crooks. I mean, she went bananas.
Yeah, she was impressive, I thought.
23 points. She was 7 of 9 from the field. She was 9 of 12 from the line.
Yeah.
that was great. Iowa State was 11 of 14. I mean, she had all the free throws. Her and Dawkins was 2 for 2,
Mm-hmm.
and she had the rest of the free throws. But they were feeding her
Yep.
and feeding her and feeding her. And if Iowa State did not have Adi Crooks, it would have been a nasty game. Good Lord, it would have been nasty. But
we did
I
hit
mean,
we hit some threes in that third quarter.
oh yeah, no, I mean they had 8 for 3 threes in the second half,
Yeah.
while Drake
But
had 6.
That just the way they battle, that impressed me because a young team, not you're missing a bunch of shots. Team gets a big run on you. The crowd's going crazy. A lot of teams fold in those situations. So I was impressed the way they battled back.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, they won that third quarter 27-14 to cut that lead at the end of 3-5. Oh yeah, no, you can hear pin drop at the Nap Center during at the end of that third quarter. It was the only thing you heard was the band, the cheerleaders, because then people were tripping during that game, and at one point they tied it up in the fourth.
Yeah.
And it was tied at 67, and then I think the fatigue and just the moment kind of just got away from the young clones. And when you're playing all these freshmen, you gotta expect those kind of things.
Yep, and Drake hit some big shots. I mean, down the stretch there, they made some threes. So
when they needed to,
yeah,
they got what they needed when they needed it the most.
Yep.
16 turnovers, and a majority of that was first half.
Mm-hmm.
Just like a majority of Drake's turnovers were in the second half. I mean, it told the story. The second and the third told the story. Iowa State just had too much to overcome. But Bellinger was the only other clone and double figures, and she had 11 on 4 of 11 shooting, 3 of 6 from the 3-point line. Dew had 9. She didn't shoot very well. She was 4 of 12. Brown had 8. Natabu had 6. I thought Bristow had a good game coming off the bench. 16 minutes. She had 8 points and 5 boards. Kelsey Jones, she had 6 points, and Dawkins had the 2. So would have loved for them to get that win. It was going to be an uphill battle on the road. I mean, we mentioned that after the Butler game. Going down the road to Drake was going to be a good first test, and I'm going to give them a C+, B-.
Yeah, like I said, I was.
The way they fought back in the third kept that from being a lower grade for me.
I mean, they're still
they showed some fight.
Yeah, I mean, and they're still trying to figure out how to play with each other. You're playing against a team that's played with each other, for a while. So
yeah,
like,
and you're without your leader.
Exactly. I mean, they're still trying to figure out. Okay, down the stretch, who we feeding. Where Drake already knows that. So, no, I wasn't disappointed. I mean, I thought they could have won that game, but I wasn't disappointed.
Yeah. Next up for them is they're off until Monday, actually.
Yeah.
Geez, that's a long break. It seems like.
Same thing for the men. Men don't play until Sunday.
Yeah. So they play Southern. Is their next game up? And speaking of said men, they took on Idaho State. Now, I cannot comment on any of this because I missed the game. I thought the game was later, so
That's why I remember
I was out running errands.
when we were texting each other at halftime of the football game about what our Sunday plans were, and then you said 2 and 7. I was like, okay, and then obviously I was going through Twitter about the football, and I was like, oh, the basketball game's at noon. I should have texted you, but yeah. So
I was out of the house anyway. So yeah, so I will literally have to go off of stats and what you say.
I mean, to me, I thought they were a little sluggish, but the defense is still there, which is good. They didn't shoot well from 3, but they were driving to the hole well, being aggressive to the hole. So it was, it's hard. It's so hard to tell against these teams.
Yeah,
but,
I mean, it's Idaho State. No offense, but you're you.
Yeah.
You go on the road and you pick up paychecks.
Yeah.
Until conference play. But it was 44-25 at the half, and it ended up 86-55 in the end. So, I mean, Iowa State. I mean, they did their thing. People got in off the bench. I'm gonna bring up something in a little bit that's going to be I find interesting. But yeah, well, let's break it down. They shot almost 48% from the field, almost 31% from 3-point line, and 67% from the free throw line. I mean, 20 of 30, not going to get it done. Out rebounded them 37-30 had 15 assists on their 31 shots. I'd like that to improve a little bit. Only 9 turnovers this game as opposed to last, while Idaho State had 24 turnovers. Both teams had 23 fouls. 17 steals for the Clones. Good grief. And 5 blocks.
Yeah, I mean, the defense, like I said, I thought we just looked sluggish on offense. It wasn't like it was a sluggish overall game.
So, hey, they went with the usual starting 5 now. Looks like of Gilbert, Lipsey, King, Ward, and Momchilovich.
I don't see that changing.
3 people in double figures. Gilbert and King both had 16. Chilovich had 11. Ward had 8, and Lipsey had 6. Lipsey did not have a good shooting night. 2 of 9 from the field, 0 of 3 from the 3-point line. Lipsey played 32 minutes. Interesting.
To me, it still seemed like he had control of the game, and he's always pushing the. He's always pressing the issue, and now he's got Gilbert that can do it right along with him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
they had 7 turnovers between the 2 of them. 7 of the 9 turnovers were by our backcourt. Mm-hmm. So they're gonna have to clean that up. If you're gonna turn the ball over 7 times against Idaho State, that's gonna be a problem going forward.
Yeah.
That's going to have to be cleaned up. Bench wise, Robert Jones played 20 minutes.
That's your guy.
8 boards, 4 rebounds, 3 offensive rebounds, 4 fouls, had a block, had 3 steals. Mario Watson, 13 minutes, 2 points, 5 rebounds. Omaha Baloo, 13 minutes. Are we concerned about this? When there was no fouls involved. He did not commit a single foul in his 13 minutes. Had 2 points, both from the free throw line, 5 boards. So, the 13 minutes.
Concern? I would say no. To me, it seems like he looks anxious out there. He looks like he's, I don't know if he's pressing a little bit. But he just always looks like he's trying to make something big happen instead of letting things come to him. That's just what it looks like to me.
Well, hopefully that's all it is.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, again, he is hurting his draft status, which might bring him back to Iowa State.
He'll be fine. He'll figure it out.
That's being selfish. So, nothing to write home about in this game. They kick it back up on Sunday.
Yes.
Sunday at noon, taking on Grambling before they head to, I don't know where they're going for Thanksgiving.
It's in Florida.
Okay, before they head to Florida.
I think it's Orlando.
Oh, okay. All righty. So, yeah, you know what? There you have it, Cyclone fans.
Big week.
This is a big week. Pack the jack. Be loud. You know what? Let's be respectful in our win. We don't need to destroy them with comments and crap after the game. The best thing Cyclone fans can do after that win is literally say nothing to Texas fans, because that will bother them more. Why? Because they won't be able to come back with any of their little snappy, like, we won a championship all the way back in 2005 comment or nothing like that. Say nothing, just smile and say, have a safe trip on back to Austin, knowing that we just dashed their hopes. So pack that bad boy, be loud, be proud, and go Cyclones.
Go Cyclones.